Hey everybody, we are now live, I do believe, and it's time for the community meeting part, monthly show for Talking Art. I'm Arizona Low, and I'm going to try to moderate the talk. No promise how great that's going to work, because we all are just having too much fun in the green room. With me is my fabulous and beautiful host, Tammy Cook. Hi, Tammy.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Awesome.
Good. I think we go through about the same intro every single time.
One time I'm going to say, I'm not doing well at all.
And everyone's going to go, oh no, she's not doing awesome anymore. So, I mean, the whole purpose of this meeting was for a challenge that we do, that we run a monthly challenge, and this month's challenge was paint by number, requested by Tammy Cook. And I also added in that it could be, I also added that it could be anything that had to do with numbers. So if you didn't want to do a paint by number, you could do a photograph or something like that. The bottom line is nobody, including the two hosts, did anything with this. Well, no, wait a minute. I got to take that back. Tammy actually got a paint by number.
I did.
And you want to tell the story, your paint by number?
I did get a paint by number because I've talked about this forever, and I said I was going to get one. I was going to make it look beautiful because I always wanted to do it. And I can't paint. I can't draw. I can't even draw a straight line with a ruler. But so I was determined to do this. Well, I bought one, and it was a disaster. I've declared that I'm not a painter. I'm never going to be a painter. I'll just sit back and marvel all you guys' work because it's just hard. And it says for 8-year-olds, but I don't know anybody 8-year-old that can do it. Although Tim said that he did hit one at 9, so he was already talented. There's just no way I could have done it. I failed, but I tried.
Well, then you didn't fail. If you tried, you didn't fail.
I know. I get an A for effort, but I will never, ever, you will never hear paint by numbers come out of my mouth again. I'm over it.
I'm so glad. Oh, and I'm sure that, I can't think of his name now. David Patterson will be going, yay, no more paint by numbers.
I know, because you all have been hearing me talk about it, and I feel so stupid. I really, really wanted to get this to work. But those,
Okay, well, show us your panel.
I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but do you see all
Hold
these
it real still.
stupid little numbers and lines and little tiny things and blending? When I got done, I said, I'm over it. It didn't take me long to realize I'm not even going to waste my time on this. Yeah.
Okay, well.
And this is what it's actually supposed to look like. And I'm sure you guys could, wait, hold on. See that? It looks so pretty.
So pretty.
So, yeah. I'm done.
Well, like I said, maybe you can give it to your daughter. And
I think Arizona just went off the bandwagon.
I just saw that. Wow. We're really glitchy tonight. So Joyce Dickens is with us. So what we decided to do is just have a community meeting and invite everyone in the community to come on. So, hi Joyce.
Hi. Nice to be here.
How are you? Cool. You want to tell us about any projects you have going on, or?
Well, I'm kind of at a standstill as far as projects because I'm getting ready to leave town tomorrow. I'm moving back to Northern California for a few months. So things are kind of at a standstill. And I'm just going to take about 3 days to make the trip, and my 2 cameras will be with me, and I'm going to take a lot of shots along the way. So that's what I'm going to do, and I enjoy that.
What type of cameras do you have?
You know what? I don't have anything fancy like some of you. I have little point and shoots, and they're both Canons. In fact, I couldn't even tell you what they are without looking at them because they're so old. But for me, when I go out and shoot a picture, that's just the first step. I do a lot of work in, editing. However, I don't use Photoshop like all of you either. I don't have Photoshop. I use Photo Impact, which I've used for years, and I just love it. So I've kind of stuck with what I know. But I'm really interested in Photoshop, and I'm learning a lot about it. So I'm really interested in tonight's show and, what you guys have to offer along that line.
Cool. Well, and I guess next we'll go to Ron.
Okay.
How are you today, Ron?
I'm doing great. My project is what you're going to see on Thursday afternoon on Blogging Lunchtime Bites, where we are going to be putting together a new banner for me and a whole new concept that actually started about 2 months ago, and how we went from one idea totally in another direction and another idea, but it turned out great. And tune in on Thursday and you'll see my project coming along.
Awesome.
That's all I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to give you any more information.
I know. I want to know what it is now.
Well, now you have to watch Blogging Lunchtime Bites.
I'm going to have to stick in the
If you finish your painting before Thursday, paint by numbers, I'll tell you.
Oh, man. I'm gonna FedEx it to Tim.
I'm going to turn off my mic before I get into trouble.
And Tim, how are you today? I'm so glad you could join us.
Been a little hectic for me. Did a lot of planning and trying out things, and just brain freeze. I'm sorry. I'm just, as you mentioned in the green room, I'm tired.
You look more tired than I think I have ever seen you look, even when you were scrambling on that one picture.
But I've got some projects in regards to art videos and doing teaching videos and coming up with a step-by-step teaching course. So that and combined with my last client for webs sites, so I'm hectic. Everybody all needed things at once.
Well, we have Renee Storm says hello. It's 9:05 at her house. I guess maybe we came on a little bit late. I'm sorry, Renee. And Dean Arnold says hello. So, hi, Dean. That's a new name. I haven't heard you join us yet, so welcome. Tammy, you fell in love with Glow after talking with John Bailey last week.
I did. I always am looking for something different. I used Photoshop, played around in some Lightroom, and I have done some other Topaz plugins, here and there. But, he came on the show and was talking about it, and so I went and downloaded it, and I like it. I love it, actually. I mean, it's not for everything you do. It would be, it's something different, added some different effects, and something that you just want to do something different on. It's great to try out. So I liked it. I mean, like I said, you're not going to use it on everything, but, it's always nice to have a backup on some things.
Is it something you would feel comfortable screen sharing and showing us some of the things it can do? Because I haven't even downloaded it yet.
Oh, you hadn't even downloaded it yet?
I have been too swamped.
Oh. Well, yeah. Okay, so how do you want me to do that?
Okay, to screen share, go over to the left and hit that. There's a button that has a green arrow, a white arrow on a green screen.
We probably should have practiced this.
We probably should have, but yeah, it's our community meeting. We can be a little bit loose.
Okay, so go where?
Go over to the left menu and choose the green. You'll see there's a screen share button.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the second one on mine. So click on that, and you're going to go bonkers on your screen. And choose entire screen when you click on it. And hit share.
Okay.
And then you go bonkers, and oh yes. So minimize your screen now.
Okay.
And yay, now you can go find Photoshop and show us your Photoshop. Or your Topaz. You can show us something in Topaz.
Okie dokie.
We put her on the spot.
Hmm?
I said we put her on the spot.
I know, nothing like being put in a spot. Oh my goodness. Good thing I didn't really. So you want me to open? Well, I have to have a picture to open it up. I guess I gotta go find one. Hold on.
Yeah,
I'll just open a random one. So here, I'll do this one. I actually did this in Topaz, but I'll show you. Well, actually, here's the dandelion.
yeah, that was really cool.
But this will be good to show the different effects. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you go into, and this also is our Lightroom as well, plug-in. So you can go down here.
Topaz.
And I'm on a trial because of course, I like to get my trials worth. But don't look at this because it's already been done. So I'm going to go over here, just kind of show you some different. Oh, it's black and white. Darn it.
Oh, yay.
Okay. Well, that's.
I like it though. I mean, I love looking at the different effects.
Yeah, crud. I should have did. It's black and white. Why didn't I think of that? Oh, that wasn't a very good example.
You can always pull in another image.
Yeah, let me pull in another one because I already did this one and it's black and white. That wasn't really good. Sorry. See what happens when you put me on the spot?
You're doing wonderfully though.
Okay, so let me see. Oh, this one's interesting. Okay, so because I was playing around with this actually with the landscape just to give it a little something different.
Mm-hmm.
It works better with flowers and stuff like that. I mean, if you go into like they have different filters here. So say you have neon, and it's great for if you have a bird, you can do a selection of just the feathers and add more detail in birds with the feathers, which is awesome. That's a great feature.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, I tried it on some birds. What you want to do is you go into Photoshop and you just select the bird, and then you go in here and add in the feathers, and it just gives it a pop, a brilliant, for the feather look and stuff. So, obviously this looks like total, nothing. But if you go in here, I was kind of trying to figure out which one I did this on. And,
oh, wow, look at that.
Like, well, no, I wouldn't do any of this. But if you can, I've got this share thing stuck on my button. Here it is. But, obviously I'm not going to use it something like that because it's too dramatic, but you can go in here and kind of turn it down a little bit, and you can use the different blend modes. But see how it just kind of pops up the sky?
Mm-hmm.
Or you can do hard light. See that?
It makes it more dramatic, yeah.
And if you want to go, then what you do is I would take this, but I wouldn't do this, but you take it back into Photoshop, and I'd kind of blend in all the stuff and add back in the more colors and, do some different effects with it. Now, with the flowers, because I didn't have any flowers per se on this thing, you can really do some pretty cool stuff with it.
Well, I'm curious.
But see how it just kind of makes everything pop?
Yeah. Well, I saw your, was it Blue Angels picture?
Yeah.
I wonder what it would do with that.
Actually, I did do that with that. I don't know what happened to this, but anywho. See how it kind of makes the sky pop by adding that? Just for a landscape. I probably wouldn't do a whole lot with landscape on it. But I did do this one, which I thought was pretty cool. I'll just show it to you. Because this one actually would be a good example of something you could do it with.
Oh, wow.
Something different. I was just playing around grabbing a photo of something. I haven't had a whole lot of time. The dandelion one actually was really cool because it actually, gave it that real cool mystic look.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to play with it.
Well, Rained Owl says, I'm not a community member, Arizona, but just happened to notice Tammy Cook bring up her amazingly beautiful Make-A-Wish dandelion. I happen to agree. It is absolutely stunning, Rain. And of course, watching, you don't have to be a community member, but to join in on the call itself, you do. And I saw Blair join, but I don't know if he's here. I haven't heard
Yeah, I'm
him
here.
say. Hi, Blair. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Arizona here.
Good.
Excellent.
So Tammy was just going over what she uses in Photoshop, which is, one of the tools that she's using, which is Topaz.
Yep.
And we know that Joyce doesn't use Photoshop at all.
Not yet.
I want to know what she was taught. I've not heard of that program.
Photo Impact. It's an older program. It's been around a long time, and it does a lot of the things that Photoshop does, but not to the extent that Photoshop has gotten to. I guess it's, for what I'm doing right now, it's good, but I'm learning a lot from watching you, and I'm really thinking about getting Photoshop so that I can, take it another step.
Photoshop offers this. That's what I'm actually on, because you can't really buy it anymore. They're selling it as a package. It's like $9 a month.
Oh, really?
And you get Photoshop, Lightroom, and a few other ones, but I don't ever use those. And what I like about it, full support. Anything happens, they're right there to help you.
That is true.
Something's always happening. Something's always breaking down. I'm sure they're saying we're getting really messed up on this deal, but that's what I love about it.
I didn't realize you could do it by the month. That's pretty awesome.
Well, it comes with the Creative Cloud subscription as well. So,
I was about to say, I think that is a cloud subscription, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all done through that. $9 a month. That's affordable.
Oh yeah, it really is. I'm gonna have to really consider that.
Yeah, and you get the Photoshop, you get Lightroom. I mean, just those two alone is worth it.
Oh yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Of course, I haven't really gotten into Lightroom yet, but I'm working on it.
Heard a lot of good things about it.
I just want to do another quick shout out here. Renee Storm says she just didn't want to miss anything. Arizona Tammy, I always enjoy your art shows, and I'm learning. That's so cool.
Yay, love you, Renee. You need to get your camera out and start shooting.
I will agree with that one.
Last year, so I'm always encouraging her to get out and start taking photos because she loves to do it.
Has she placed any of her photos online yet?
A few. She hasn't done it recently. That's why I was trying to tell her to.
So, Tim, do you use Photoshop?
Yes. I think I have CS2 or CS3. I don't remember. 3.
And do you use any of the plugins?
What do I use? Now you're gonna make me open it and look.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. I do have some. In fact, somebody, if I remember right, so I've got some old ones that I don't even know if you can get anymore. Suppose you want me to make a share, right?
If you would like to, if you have something that you think would interest people. And while you're looking, Rain Dow says, "Thanks, Tammy Cook. That was a great look at into the new Photoshop." And Rain, it wasn't so much looking into Photoshop as much as we were looking into the plugins that you can get with Photoshop, or you can buy for Photoshop.
The other thing I would say is when you go into Topaz, you can do that's what I did. You've seen the trial. It's free, 30-day trial. So you can download it and play with it and see if you like it.
Yeah, but the entire Glow package is like $469, or the entire Topaz package.
Topaz package is fairly expensive. So, but what happens is I actually downloaded that 2 months ago, and it didn't have the Glow in there, but there's separate divisions of the plugins with that in Topaz, so you can actually purchase little individual ones that they have that are 30 or 40 bucks a piece. So you can download it and see what you like, and maybe you might like a certain plugin from that and just buy that one instead of buying the whole 400, because there's stuff in there you can do in Photoshop. But there's ones like the Glow, there's a lot of things you can't do that. Well, I don't know how to do that in Photoshop, so. And Debbie, as she did in here, she actually did some really cool flower shots with the Glow. That would have been really a good example. I haven't gotten into my flower photos in there yet because I'm looking for a car. So, you know, I was just kind of playing around with some stuff, so.
Yeah. All right, so Tim's screen sharing now. Oh, look at that.
I made that in Photoshop.
What plugins did you use?
I didn't. I just used layers.
Yeah, that's beautiful. You have just stole my heart because I love the moon.
That's not the moon if you look close, but
it is. Oh, it is. Oh God, I need my glasses.
What is it, the Earth?
But I'll show you some of the filters that I have. Just find some of the better ones.
What are you backing at?
Yeah, that one's not one of the better ones. One of the ones I like, is this the one? Yes.
No.
I can go in and trying to that's the problem, is I see what it is. Okay. Should have probably done it on a smaller image. But, for example, tell it, let's see what's going to add it. I may have to go get a smaller image. This one's pretty big. Yeah, let me close this one. This one's kind of monstrous.
Okay,
that's 7,500 across, so.
Hey, that's awesome.
Well, Renee Storm says the dandelion was awesome, Tammy, and I have to agree, it's beautiful.
Aw, thank you guys. I wish I had done the other one so I could have shown you the colors so it popped and, you know, did all this neon stuff, but I chose to make it black and white, so.
Well, it's trying to do it. It's.
I see your wheel moving and moving.
And the line's moving too. It's applying it, but it's going to be. See the flames there on the bottom?
Uh-huh.
Now I can actually, with that filter, I can determine how tall I want that flame, how much movement I want in it. the taper in it, how wide you want each of the flames, just different things like that. As one of the examples, I'm going to get out of this one, though, because it's such a large photo that with everything else going on, this one was not the one to be opening up in Photoshop. See if I can find something simple here.
So Joyce and Ron, I don't know if you've ever even thought about using Photoshop.
No, I haven't, because I don't do the photography that I used to do, and what I do mainly is photograph my glassware. Then I use tent lighting for that, and I usually try to get the shot as good as I can with without putting it into having to put it into Photoshop. But it would come in handy for manipulating the glassware photos, getting rid of reflections and things like that. And but I've been able to pretty much do it in a lesser program, and it works out pretty good. But I have to get back into it. I know you go back in the late 60s and 70s and up until 1983, I shot weddings, did wedding photography, and I had my own color darkroom where I processed color prints in black and white and did it for other photographers. And compared to what you do now digitally, it's just amazing. I mean, if we wanted to do colorization, we had to pull the print out of the developer, expose it to white light, put it back in the developer, and turn the white light off. And it's an experimental process to process prints to do some manipulation with. And now you can do it in the computer and not get your hands wet.
That's crazy.
That's the way, the old way, the best way to do it.
Oh yeah, you push and process the film. Change the developing times, change the temperature of the developer to get different effects, and there was all kinds of stuff you could do.
Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It is. So Blair, I apologize for muting you. For some reason you have a echo going on that's really bad.
Yeah, hang on. Yeah, hang on.
I don't know what it is. Their feed is. We gotta call Australia and find out about this.
Yeah, we do. Blair, I'm about to mute you again. That's really bad.
So,
and we're about out of time.
Yeah.
And Tammy was worried. She was going, what are we going to talk about for half an hour?
Well, I think you guys have convinced me that I need to at least purchase Photoshop, the monthly deal, and kind of experiment a little bit, because it looks really awesome. And I feel like I need to branch out.
Oh, the things that you can do once you get Photoshop is amazing. You will love it.
Yeah.
You really will.
I'm still learning, Joyce. Like, I'm in the learning curve. It's like a endless, it's just great. You'll love it.
You never stop learning. Even with the program that I'm really comfortable with, I've used for years, I'm still learning. You just never quit learning.
Well, I'm going to go check out that program, because I like different programs. So
I don't know if you can still even buy it.
Oh, really?
It's made by ULead, is the company now, which I think has been purchased by Corel, I think.
Yes.
And
yes.
It's probably changed over the years, but it was called Photo Impact when I first bought it.
I do have, what do I have, Corel 68?
I think I've got that one too. I've got several, but I keep going back to the same thing because I really am comfortable with it. But.
Okay, I'm going to look up this, what is it called, Photo Impact?
Photo Impact.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a free thing now. If it's been out there for so long.
That would be
You know, I
nice,
had
huh?
that on my old computer, Joyce, and I think I still have the disc for it somewhere.
Oh yeah, I'm on my third disc.
Photo
Because I
Impact
love it.
X3. It is still
I'm on
available. It's called Photo Impact X3 now.
the version I use is Photo Impact 11, I think, 11. But yeah, it's been around for years, and it does do a lot of things that Photoshop does. But then Photoshop is just taking it so many steps further. So yeah, it's time to move on, I think.
Okay, so we have another audience. Renee Storm says, thank you for your encouragement. Tammy Cook, I appreciate and love you too. I need to get serious. Well, Renee, I can't wait to see some of your photography. I'm going to be keeping my eyes open.
I'd like
And
to jump in quickly.
yes, I wanted to see, I was about to come to you and say, hey, let's see if Blair can talk now and without the huge echo and tell us what upcoming projects you have going on.
No real projects at the moment because we're sort of restricted in where we can go. But hopefully by mid-year we'll be back on the road, and we were going to do, which if you know anything about Tasmania, is a beautiful country. Well, country, state. It's not a country. We'd like to think of it as not belonging to Australia, but scenery down there is just absolutely magnificent. That's what we're aiming for. In the meantime, though, we'll probably go back north and now, has anybody used Topaz Pro?
Used, what was that?
Pro. P-H-O-T-O, P-O-S, and then Pro, P-R-O. It's very similar in a lot of ways to what Tammy was talking about in the program she's using, particularly Photoshop. It doesn't take it quite as far as Photoshop, but it's a good program to learn, and it's free, which is enough to me.
Well, and the other one that if you're interested in Photoshop that you really should check out maybe first is GIMP, which is kind of, yeah, it's the Photoshop lookalike, or the Photoshop wannabe.
Yeah, I have tried GIMP in the past, and I've also tried the Topaz Labs. Wasn't that impressed with Topaz, to be honest. Maybe I didn't give it enough attention and play with it long enough, but I found that what I could create in Topaz, I could create with Photoscope and Photopaz Pro and do it a lot easier.
I'll have to look that one up too.
So everyone who's mentioned a different program, you get to go put it into the comment stream so we can all go look them up.
Oh yeah, definitely put it in there because I will not remember, and I'll be calling all of you going, what did you say?
I got to looking at all of my filters for my Photoshop, and they're not for doctoring photographs. They're for part of what I do in creating images from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like what?
Well, like I've got special effect. One of them special effects you can add for buttons and then for borders.
So is it a lot of web design elements?
Digital art elements.
Yeah,
is probably a better description of it, because yeah, they're handy for websites, and that's what I originally got them doing, making digital art graphics for websites. But there are more digital art tools on a lot of them.
Yeah.
Well, here we go. So we have 6 of us artists on here, and Rain Dial is asking a question that I can't answer. Is Paint.net really novice compared to GIMP?
I don't know.
I sort of found it was.
You found it to be very novice compared?
Yeah, a little bit novice. Yeah, one to start with.
Well, Rain, if you ever decide to, yeah, he's, you know, Has anyone else played with it besides Blair?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so Rain, if you decide you want to play with GIMP, I've played with it a little bit and can probably help you. And probably Blair and probably Tim.
I found something interesting last week. I had it on my phone and didn't know about it too much. It's Snap Speed.
Snap
app.
Speed.
Oh, Snapseed, yeah. Oh, that's a great.
Okay. Yeah, well, they had a 23 last week. They had a 23-minute or 30-minute on YouTube on how to use it from the guy that helped develop a lot of the parts of it. I was amazed because you can do things in Snap Speed, and it actually keeps track of each step that you can go back to the second step or third step. And he showed what he did with brushes to paint out the clouds, change the clouds, add a cloud scene to just a bare background. It's amazing what can be done on your phone with Snap Speed.
Yeah, they just upgraded that.
Yeah.
I've been playing with that a little bit too. Yeah, I'm impressed.
Oh yeah,
I gotta get a
they
better
upgraded that thing. It's pretty good now.
Good for the iPad as well.
Yeah, so that's another one I got to try.
This one I don't know if you can see. Reflections in it.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh
That I
yeah.
did with Reflections, which is an iPad app.
Oh.
Wow.
And I do use a lot of iPad apps before I transfer them over to the laptop and finish off the work with Topaz Pro and Photoscape and a couple of other programs. But a lot of the apps I use initially are iPad ones. Because it'll open them in RAW. Yeah, sorry, Garazone.
I was going to say that makes perfect sense, but Mac has stayed like kind of on the cutting edge on all the image manipulation software. Well, guys.
Hey, mate, don't forget to leave that stuff on the thing so we can find them. Now I'm going to have to play with all these other new ones.
Yes, so we need a list from everybody of all these cool apps that they've played with. Any last-minute words from anybody?
Just watch Thursday, Lunchtime Blogging Bites. You're in for a treat.
Oh, yes. I'm going to have to sneak into the X-ray and catch you. Can see what this is all about. That's what I always do when I'll go sneak into the X-ray room and leave somebody on the table. I'm like, I'll just be a moment and catch what.
Tim, you got any last-minute bites? Any last-minute bites? Any last-minute
look up a list of the.
No, now you put me on the spot. Well, I hope y'all have a fabulous week.
And I'm going to be out of touch for about 3 days. I'll be on the road, so nobody will see me for a while.
Oh, well, you have a safe trip, Joyce.
Oh, I will. I'm going to have fun. I'm leaving a day ahead of schedule so that I can take my time and, visit some good photo-taking sites. So.
Yay!
Well, Joyce, if you get lonely on the road and you need someone to talk to, feel free to call me. You have my number.
I do. Yes, I sure do. Thank you.
Alrighty. Blair, got any last-minute words?
No, just thanks for the invite to this, and I hope everybody has a wonderful week.
Okay, and Tim, do you get any last-minute words?
As soon as I hear from Zara Altair, should be next week, most likely. There'll be another What the Art, where she gets to unpackage her painting.
Oh, cool.
And then I'll need Rain to be available Wednesday evening too next week, tentatively.
Awesome.
Well, she's out in the audience, so hopefully she heard you. Okay, well, I think we're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining us for this community meeting, and we'll be back next week at 8 o'clock Mountains time with somebody else. So come talk art with us on Talking Art every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Mountain time.
Thank you. Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, y'all.